Lilingkod sa inyo sa pamamagitan ng magaganda at piling-piling programa mula Lunes hanggang Linggo. Aalawin kayo ng aming kilalang mga komentarista at public service program. Ito lamang sa himpilan ng DWPL.
The proceeding program expresses only the opinions and views of its respective block timer, producer, radio announcer, writer, and production staff, and does not in any way reflect the views of this station. The station has advised the programmers to abide by broadcast laws and KBP rules.
Lingkod ng Bayan, kaagapay ng mamamayan. Ang programang maglilingkod sa sambayanan, katuwang ang ating mga public servants. Lingkod ng Bayan, kaagapay ng mamamayan. Kasama ang inyong lingkod, si Flory Gabitan, tuwing Martes, alas 12 hanggang alauna ng hapon, dito lamang sa DWBL 1242 sa inyong talapitan.
Burger, ang burger ng bayan. Burger na buy one take one na may libo-libo ng franchise holders sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Owned and operated by Mr. and Mrs. Joseph and Vicky Mojica. Angel's Burger, ang burger ng bayan.
Pilipino ako, sa puso't diwa. Ang buhay ko sa bayan ay tataya. Pilipinas na aking bansa. Ang iwanan kay hindi magagawa.
Okay, isang magandang tanghali po sa ating mga giliw na tigapakinig. Ngayon po ay ikapitong araw na sa buwan ng Marso. Ang bilis ng araw. Isang oras na naman po tayo magkakasama-sama dito po sa palatuntunang Lingkod ng Bayan, kaagapay ng mamamayan in partnership with Eastern Police District. Siyempre, headed by the man behind the LBKM, Police Colonel Benliner Capili. Siyempre, ang ating DD, Police Brigadier General Attorney Wilson C. Asueta. Maaari niyo po kaming panoorin live sa FB DWBL live streaming Lingkod ng Bayan. Nasa YouTube din po. At sa inyong talapihitan sa radyo, 1242 kHz AM band DWBL. Napalad po tayo, no? Yung ating panahuin. Ang direktor will be represented by the chief. Mamaya na natin bibigyan ng introduction yung atin pong panauhin. Bago ko pabatiin yung aking co-anchor, may nais muna akong handugan. Napakalapit po sa ating puso.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Oh, what a lovely day. 'Cause it's a special day. Happy, happy, happy.
Happy birthday, Police Corporal Robin Barameda. Napakabuti mong ama. Napakabuti mong asawa. Napakabuti mong pulis. Napakabuti mong kaibigan. Our wish for you from Lingkod ng Bayan na team. Happy birthday. Good health. God bless you always and more blessings.
Hello. Happy birthday. Police Corporal Robin Barameda, yung ating piloto ngayon. Happy birthday sa iyo.
Maraming salamat, Robin. Napaka-responsable mong tao. Ako po ay ang aking buhay, no? Ay nakasalalay palagi kay Robin kapag kami po ay nasa labas. at bumibiyahe. So once again, God bless you. Napakapalad ng iyong magulang. Isa kang mabuting anak, mabuting asawa, mabuting ama at mabuting kaibigan.
We all wish you happy birthday. We hope that you will stay as jolly as
Okay, tulad po ng aking nabanggit, magandang tanghali sa ating mga giliw na tigapakinig. Maraming salamat po sa patuloy niyong pagsama sa amin. Kasama ko po sa aking tabi yung aking co-anchor in the absence of Police Lieutenant Colonel Gantang. Kasama ko po si Police Lieutenant Michael Marcos Mase. Magandang tanghali, partner.
Yes, partner. Magandang tanghali, partner. Bago po ako bumati sa iba, batiin po natin yung ating mga tagapakinig, taga-subaybay at nanonood po ng ating programa, Lingkod ng Bayan, Kaagapay ng Mamamayan. Yung official na radio program po ng Eastern Police District dito po sa pinakamalakas na radyo sa Pilipinas, ang DWBL 1242 sa ating talapitan. At nais ko pong batiin, partner, yung siyempre yung ama ng ating Eastern Police District, Police Brigadier General Wilson Castle Asueta, at batiin ko din, partner, yung chief namin sa District Community Affairs District Division ng Eastern Police District, Police Colonel Reynam Patam, at yung chief ko po sa aming opisina, Police Lieutenant Colonel Roberto Santos. At batiin ko na rin, partner, nakasilip sa pintuan yung aking piloto, si Patrolman Rolly Mariales.
At si Chief PNP.
Yes po, ating Chief PNP General Rodolfo Asurin. Sir, magandang tanghali po sa atin.
Okay, 10 minutes after 12 o'clock. Magandang tanghali kay Attorney Eric Valero at kay ED, kay Attorney Bob Peg. Gayun din po, kumusta ang ating mga kababayan, Patuloy pa rin yung strike ng ilang mga sasakyan. Subalit ang atin naman pong pamahalaan, ganyan din po ang LTFRB, ay sinusuportahan yung ating mga kababayan na walang masakyan. Sabi nga nila, iilan lamang, pero ang iba't ibang mga lugar ay may normal na daloy ng mga pampasaheron sa sasakyan. So atin na lang pong panalangin, sana po ay matapos na itong problema na ito at mag-meet halfway, wala naman pong problema na hindi na solusyonan. Magandang tanghali kay Ma'am Kath Kapili, kay Kanono. At this time, bago po natin i-play ang ABP ng ating panauhin, atin pong tatanggapin ang pag-uulat mula po sa Eastern Police District. Mula po kay Elise Cortez. Elise, pasok.
Ang District Medical and Dental Unit ng Eastern Police District, headed by Police Lieutenant Colonel Ryan C. Duya, Team Leader, in coordination with RMDU, headed by Police Colonel Jessimir N. Protasio, Chief RMDU, ay nagsagawa ng mental health red flags orientation sa mga executive senior police officers at chief clerks ng nasabing distrito alas 9 ng umaga noong March 2 sa EPD Multipurpose Hall, Caruncio Avenue, Barangay Malinaw, Pasig City. Pinangunahan naman ito ng ating District Director na si Police Brigadier General Wilson C. Asueta at nagbigay ng mainit na pagtanggap sa mga kapulisan ng sumusuporta sa nasabing programa. Nagkaroon ng diskusyon sa mental health issues ng PNP personnel, particular sa stress and anger management. Ang nasabing aktibidad ay isa sa mga inisyatibo ng RMDU na Bantay Kaisipan Program o Oplan Police Alagaan Kaisipan Ingatan. Bukod pa rito, nagsagawa rin ng 4th EPD Firearms Proficiency Test noong February 28 sa Arms Corps Shooting Range, Marikina City. Lumahok ang EPD Command Group, other PCO at PNCO from District Headquarters, Pamamarisan City Police Station at DMFB sa nasabing aktibidad. Ito ay upang mas mahasa pa ang kaalaman at karunungan ng mga personnel sa wastong paggamit ng baril. Samantala, ang Eastern Police District ay nagsagawa ng isang drug buy-bust operation alas 2 ng madaling araw noong March 1 sa Barangay Pinagbuhatan, Pasig City. Arestado ang suspect na si Amiril Apuan E. Abuat, 30 years old at miyembro ng Special Operation Group, Pasig City Public Market at Santo Tomas, Pasig City. Nakumpiska sa nasabing operasyon ang humigit kumulang 17.28 gramo ng hinihinalang shabu na nagkakahalaga ng mahigit 117,000 pesos sa merkado. Bukod pa rito, arestado rin ang isa sa regional high-value individual at rank 5 sa Priority Database of Illegal Drugs sa ikinasang illegal drugs operation alas 9 ng gabi noong March 2, 2023 sa Barangay Santa Lucia, Pasig City. Kinilala ang suspect bilang alias Bata, 25 years old at residente ng Cubao, Quezon City. Nakumpiska sa suspect ang humigit kumulang 1 kilong kush na nagkakahalaga ng mahigit 1.4 million pesos at humigit kumulang 1 kilo ng marijuana na nagkakahalaga ng mahigit 120,000 pesos. Ang mga naturang suspect ay nahaharap sa paglabag sa Sections 5 and 11, Article 2 of RA 9165. Yan ang ulat kaagapay mo, Elise Cortez.
Okay, maraming salamat kay Patrol Woman Elise Cortez. Ang programang ito yung sa atin ng Angel's Burger, ang burger ng bayan. At ng SM Supermalls at SM Mega Mall, located at EDSA, corner Doña Julia Vargas Avenue, corner EDSA, Barangay Wakwak, Mandaluyong City. Magandang tanghali kay Sir Harold Herrera, ang Region CRS Manager ng SM. Well, 15 minutes after 12 o'clock, maraming salamat sa ating pilots kay Police Corporal Rolly Meriales, gayon din kay Corporal Robin Barameda. With me is Earl Gators, no? O nais ko pa rin pala magpasalamat kay Attorney Esteban Baltasar, kay Mr. Joel Ibanez, kay Jack Gators, at syempre higit sa lahat po, no, dun sa nasa taas. Meron po kaming sinolve na problema. Gayon din kay Dr. Dot, no, Baltasar, at yung mga kaibigan natin dyan po sa PTC4 Secretariat. Thank you very much. So this time, we are going to play ang ABP ng Explosives Ordnance Division and K9 Group ng Camp Crame.
After the World War II, the Philippines, being a battleground, has been a field of unexploded ordnance and explosive remnants of war. In 1971, the EOD team was activated and became the operating arm of the Philippine Constabulary on problems involving explosive ordnance. It was upgraded to the EOD unit in 1978 and EOD company in 1980. In January 1991, with the enactment of Republic Act 6975, establishing the Philippine National Police, PCINP lost its military identity and formed part of the national support units of the PNP. EOD Company later became a division under the PNP Logistics Support Service pursuant to NAPOLCOM Resolution Number 9658 on January 31, 1996. In 2014, the Ad Hoc Office for EOD K9 Management under the Office of the Chief PNP was established. The creation was a product thought purposely to manage the resources and deployment of EOD personnel and K9 units during the papal visit and the APEC meeting in the Philippines. And on 2016, the PNP Explosive Ordnance Disposal and K9 Group was activated as a National Operational Support Unit of the Philippine National Police, pursuant to National Headquarters PNP General Order Number DPL 14-12, with approval of NAPOLCOM Resolution Number 2016-277. The PNP EOD K9 Group is the office primarily responsible for the management, deployment, utilization, and development of all EOD, K9, and CBRN units of the Philippine National Police with the following functions: safe disposal of all bombs and neutralization of hazards from conventional unexploded ordnance and improvised explosive devices that create a threat to public safety, installations, and utilities, as well as to police operations, personnel, or material. Elimination of hazards from UXO in any operational environment of the Philippine National Police and in responding to incidents that involve explosives. Conduct of post-blast and crime scene investigations. In charge of carrying out functions to sustain PNP capabilities in addressing bomb threats and incidents. Responsible for effective and standardized development of all K9 units of the Philippine National Police. Conduct specialized trainings and seminars for EOD K9 Group competency eligibility. And liaise with different PNP offices and other law enforcement agencies for the development of EOD K9 teams. With this activation, the PNP EOD K9 Group's organizational structure and staffing pattern was established. Today, the PNP EOD K9 Group is led by its acting director, Police Colonel Albert G. Magno, supported by the other members of the command group and division chiefs, leading the 2,094 personnel nationwide, with 204 personnel in the national headquarters at Camp Brigadier General Rafael T. Crame, Quezon City, and 1,890 personnel distributed strategically to different regional field units. One of which is the ABSECU, or the Aviation Security EOD and K9 unit that covers 28 airports nationwide. Mobility is an integral part of responding to incidents, especially involving explosives, because time is either our friend or enemy. As of today, a total of 17 units of Ford Ranger have been donated by the DSATA, 6 of which are being utilized by the RECU NCR. With the COVID-19 pandemic and recent incidents, the CBRN, or the chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear response have been more recognized. Early detection is key in regard to CBRN. The US Department of Energy have donated 4 MDS, or Mobile Detection System vans with portable detectors. These MDS vans were already put to use in different national and local events and have been a part of the regular deployment. The group has 20 kennel vans, customized for the deployment with police service dogs. The group have a total of 323 long firearms and 2,140 short firearms. Communication greatly affects the outcome of every deployment or mission. The PNP EOD K9 Group has a total of 62 units of communication equipment. Post-Blast Investigation Kit is a comprehensive kit used to enhance the efficacy of evidence collection, processing, and scene preservation by EOD technicians or the PBI team. Made popular by the movie Hurt Locker, the EOD bomb suit that protects technicians responding to explosive threats has been a symbol for the EOD team. The group is equipped with 38 EOD bomb suits, strategically distributed to different regional EOD and K9 units nationwide. Aside from those equipment, the group also has various EOD tools and equipment, like the EOD robot, which is an essential equipment in responding to explosive threats. Police service dogs, or the K9s, play a vital role in ensuring safety, from paneling, search and rescue operations, and technical assistance to other PNP units. At present, the group has a total of 442 police service dogs, 382 of which are explosive detection dogs, 54 narcotics detection dogs, 4 search and rescue dogs, and 2 combat tracking dogs. Aside from courage, being an EOD technician, canine handler, and CBRN specialist requires proper temperament, knowledge, and skills necessary to perform their tasks effectively. Recently, the 48 newly graduated recruits of the group had undergone the Police Explosive Reconnaissance course, making them prepared in responding to explosive-related incidents, or ERIs, as they were deployed to different regions nationwide. In 2022, the PNP EOD K9 Group conducted PERC to the members of Provincial and Regional Mobile Force Battalion nationwide. With that, 14 trainings were already conducted, and 3 more will be on the first quarter of 2023, with a total of 899 PNP participants. Being the course owner, through the initiative of Police Colonel Magno, the inclusion of basic EOD course in the RTAP or the Regional Training Action Plan was discontinued. Today, the group has 4 ongoing basic EOD course, which prepares the participants in the detection, identification, recognition, handling, storage, countermeasures, render safe procedures, and disposal of unexploded explosive ordnance, or UXO, explosive remnants of war, or ERW, improvised explosive devices, or IEDs, and other explosives. As the saying goes, dogs do speak, but only to those who know how to listen. In canine training, both handlers and police service dogs undergo extensive and long hours of practice, exercises, and drills to prepare them in the field. From June 2022 to the present, the group had conducted 2 explosive detection dogs and handlers course, or EDDHC, and 1 ongoing. Aside from logistical support, the DSATA is continuously supporting the group by sponsoring and conducting trainings that enhances the knowledge and skills of its personnel and be updated to the latest trends to combat terrorism. From August 2022 up to the present day, the group had conducted 40 scheduled disposals, 46 disruption or blast in place, 1,049 render safe procedure, 142 technical evaluation, and 30 post-blast investigations. The group had conducted 255,611 paneling operations, 99,658 shock and awe operations, which involves the security and safety coverage that aims to thwart inimical plans and terroristic acts that create a threat to lives and properties. The PNP EOD K9 Group provided protective technical services under the Special Task Group on Peace and Order on the following special events. And just recently, the PNP EOD K9 Group participated in the security and safety coverage for the 52nd Southeast Asian Ministers of Education on Organization or CIMEO Council Conference on February 6 to 11, 2023. The PNP EOD K9 Group crafted the program Project Abacada, or the awareness of bombs that kill lives and destroy properties. The Project Abacada was the brainchild of the then Chief of Staff and now the Acting Director, Police Colonel Albert G. Magno. Emanated from a simple idea, his concept of bringing awareness to the community thrived and developed as one of the best practices of the PNP EOD K9 Group. This project aims to reach out and bring awareness to PNP personnel, security forces, force multipliers, LGUs, stakeholders, the business sector, students, and other members of the community who will likely be victims of explosive-related incidents or ERIs. In 2022, the PNP EOD K9 Group had conducted 1,458 Project Abacada to 54,381 participants. And just recently, in coordination with the Department of Education, our beloved Vice President and Secretary of Education, Sara Duterte, has approved our proposal to conduct Project Abacada in various schools under the jurisdiction of DepEd during the face-to-face classes. And with the endorsement of our Chief PNP Police General Rodolfo S. Azurin Jr. to the Civil Service Commission, the Project Abacada are now being conducted to government agencies and civilian stakeholders. In line with the new peace and security campaign plan by the Chief PNP entitled Malasakit, Kaayusan, Kapayapaan Tungo sa Kaunlaran, or the M+K+K=K, this group conducted coordination and liaison to other law enforcement agencies and discussed matters pertaining to interoperability activities and training. These activities were conducted to enhance partnership in the field of law enforcement, particularly in the deployment of EOD technicians in our field of expertise. The PNP EOD K9 Group has requested the ITMS to develop a database which will be called Project X, or the EOD K9 Information System. It has 3 modules: the K9 Accounting and Information System, or KAIS, which will monitor, manage, and facilitate the development of all police service dogs and their handlers. The Incident Module, which will encode, monitor, evaluate, and upload files on all explosive-related incidents. And the Training Module, which will record all trained EOD, CBRN, and K9 handlers within the group and other law enforcement agencies like the Philippine Coast Guard, Philippine Army, Philippine Navy, and other units. The PNP EOD K9 Group is looking forward for the improvement of its training facilities and infrastructure of the national and regional EOD and K9 units nationwide. The PNP EOD K9 Group designed a K9 breeding program that will produce 100 police service dogs for 3 consecutive years. The group crafted the standard training package for combat tracking dogs and handler scores, and search and rescue dogs and handler scores. These trainings will enhance the group's capability in responding to police operations and calamities. The group is grateful for the continuous support of the DSATA, and recently, they have donated vehicles, EOD special tools and equipment, and for the first time, EOD bomb suits tailored for Asians. The group is hoping to establish an explosive magazine at Crow Valley, Tarlac. Coordination has been made with the 710th Air Wing and 790th Air Base Group, who will allocate 5 to 10 hectares of land for the possible construction of explosive magazine. Is concerned, and together we can ensure safety, maintain peace and order, and serve our country and people.
Mula sa top-rated music station ng Dekada 80, ang WBL. Patuloy na naglilingkod sa inyo sa pamamagitan ng magaganda at piling-piling programa. Mula Lunes hanggang Linggo, aaliwin kayo ng aming kilalang mga komentarista at public service program. Ito lamang himpilan ng DWBL.
Burger, ang burger ng bayan. Burger na buy one take one na may libo-libo ng franchise holders sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Owned and operated by Mr. and Mrs. Joseph and Vicky Mojica. Angel's Burger, ang burger ng bayan.
Okay, inyo pong napanood ang AVP ng Explosive Ordnance Division and K9 Group. Ang programang ito ay handog sa atin ng Angel's Burger, ang burger ng bayan, at ng SM Supermalls at SM Mega Mall, located at EDSA Corner, Doña Julia Vargas Avenue, Corner EDSA, Barangay Wakwak, Mandaluyong City. Thank you very much for watching. Lahat ng mga tiga-EOD ay nanonood po, no? We have 34 minutes after 12 o'clock. A native of Dagupan City, he finished his master's degree in management at Philippine Christian University and a proud member of Philippine National Police Academy Kabalikat class of 1998. In his 25 years in the service, he has held various positions and designations, both operational and administrative functions. Through his exemplary performance and utmost dedication as a police officer, he became a company commander of Regional Mobile Force Battalion in Police Region of Office 7, Chief of Police Strategy and Management Unit, Chief Budget Officer, and currently he is the Chief of Explosives Ordnance Disposal Operations Division at PNP EOD K9 Group. He attended numerous schooling and training both local and abroad, to include his basic explosive ordnance disposal course and explosive incidents countermeasure course taken in Louisiana, USA. He is representing our guest. Our guest is Police Colonel Albert T. Magno, Acting Director, PNP EOD K9 Group, represented by the man we mentioned a while ago, Police Colonel Eulogio L. Fabro Jr., Chief, PNP EOD OD. Magandang tanghali po. Beside me is my co-anchor, Police Lieutenant Markel Marcos Mase. Magandang tanghali po, Colonel.
Yes ma'am, magandang tanghali sa ating lahat at sa lahat ng taga-subaybay at tagapakinig ng iyong programang Lingkod ng Bayan, Kaagapay ng Mamamayan, aired over here DWBL AM Radio. At Ma'am Flori Gabitan, good afternoon. At yung
Kasama ko po
co-anchor.
Yes, Lieutenant Michael Marcos Mase, sir.
Yes, si Lieutenant Michael Masi, good afternoon. Babatiin ko rin yung dati kong boss, si
Yes, go ahead, sir, go
Colonel
ahead.
si Colonel Binliner Kapili. Kasama ko dati yan sa SOU. Siya ngayon yung CDDS ng Eastern Police District. Babatiin
Okay,
ko rin yung lahat ma'am ng EOD K9 Group sa pamumuno
sir,
ng
they're
aming
watching.
Director, Acting Director, Colonel Albert G. Magno, at yung aming command group na si Colonel Henry Binyas. Siya po ang aming DDA, ang aming DDO si Colonel Adolfo Rapanan, at yung aming Chief of Staff si Colonel Jonathan Villa. At sa lahat ng officers and men ng EOD K9 Group from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, sa mga recos namin, nakikinig sila ngayon at nanonood.
Nanonood at nakikinig. Bago
mabuhay
ko
kayo
pabatiin yung aking co-anchor, Colonel Fabro, may we suggest po na gitna po kayo ng konti, nasa tagiliran na, yun. Konti pa po, sir. Medyo si Noemi, no? Paki-check yung monitor ni Colonel Fabro kasi nasa tagiliran si sir, no? Yung screen natin. Noemi. Okay. So this time, partner, batiin mo naman na isang magandang tanghali yung ating guest.
Yes, sir. Yes, partner. Sir Lowell Fabro, sir. Magandang tanghali po, sir.
Magandang tanghali.
Yes po, sir.
Okay. Hindi na tayo magpapaligoy-ligoy kasi first and foremost, no, ang ating pong programa is more on education, familiarization with the unit na kung saan po ang aming mga resource person o guest speaker ay ika nga fina-familiarize natin na Colonel yung public, no. So with the EOD, Explosive Ordnance Division and the K9 Group, marami po tayong matututunan ngayong araw na ito. Siguro unahin ko na muna Colonel Fabro, no, yung ano po ba ang pangunahing mandato at function ng PNP EOD K9 Group, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, ang EOD K9 Group ay nasa functional groupings ito ng Directorate for Operations. So, isa kami sa tinatawag na NOSO or National Operations Support Unit ng PNP.
Okay.
Meaning, ang pangunahing mandato namin ay ang management, deployment, utilization, at development ng lahat ng EOD K9 units sa ating kapulisan. So, pag sinabing EOD K9 unit, kami yung nagkakandak ng paneling operations, recovery of unexploded ordnance, remnants of war. Pag sinabing remnants of war, ito yung mga hinulog nung panahon pa ng ating World War II. At saka yung present armed conflict, yung mga naiwan sa Marawi, kami po yung nagre-recover. Kasama na po dyan yung IEDs or Improvised Explosive Device. Nire-recover namin yan. At kung may recovery tayo, meron din kaming disposal. Dinidispose namin yan para hindi magkaroon ng accidental explosion at magkaroon pa ng aksidente sa ating kasamahan.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
curious about partner sandali. Curious about the disposal na banggit kanina ni Colonel, no, our Chief EOD OD. Itong disposal, there are instances in layman's word, no, kapag may mga yung abandoned mga belongings, abandoned bags, so on and so forth, ito ay pinupuntahan agad-agad nitong unit, no, wherein ito po ba yung unit, Colonel, na responsible for this kind of situations?
Yes, ma'am. Kung may mga unattended baggage tayo or suspected baggage, kami po yung tinatawagan para mag-render safe. So, yun po yung primary responsibility namin to conduct render safe and disposal.
Okay. Partner, marami akong maitatanong mamaya kay Colonel, but please go ahead. May
Yes,
katanungan.
Yes po, meron po. Sir, para po sa ating mga kababayan, sa ating tagapakinig, gaano po kahalaga sa isang law enforcement katulad natin ng Philippine National Police ang pagkakaroon po ng EOD o K9 unit?
Actually, napakahalaga talaga ang EOD K9 Group sa isang law enforcement kagaya ng PNP. Kasi kung isipin natin, sa isang police station, wala tayong EOD at K9. Wala magre-responde yan kasi ang very technical kasi ang EOD K9.
Yes, sir.
Meron tayong technical expertise diyan tungkol sa pag-respond din ng ERIs or explosive related incident. Kami po yung may kakayanan na unit para i-cater yung ganitong insidente.
Yes, partner.
Okay. Bago ko itanong yung susunod kong katanungan kay Colonel Fabro, hindi din lingid sa ating kaalaman, Colonel, no, na there are instances wherein minsan may mga paghuhukay or diggings na nagaganap sa ilang mga lugar. And there are instances that nakakakuha sila ng mga sinauna pa na mga explosives, no, na kung saan mamaya hihingi tayo ng mga safety measures, no, from the Chief EOD on instances like may mga ganong pangyayari, paano ito inahahandle. But meanwhile, ano po ba ang pagkakaiba ng EOD at K9 lalo na sa antas ng pagtugon at pagresponde sa pangangailangan ng ating mga mamamayan, sir?
Sa pag-responde po natin, actually yung EOD at K9, tandem po yan pag nag-responde. Actually, package na yan. Kasama na po yung CBRN natin. So, mayroon po tayong 6-man team na isang team lang po yon pero 6 sila. May 2 EOD doon, may 2 K9 at may 2 CBRN qualified kasama po sa team na sila na po ang bahala diyan kung anong klaseng rendership procedure yung gagawin nila.
Kasi Colonel, hindi lamang bomba yung dinidetect natin, ano? Dahil din sa ating mga K9 sniffing dogs, of course, yung mga kontrabando, lalo higit yung mga
Yes,
droga,
ma'am.
no? Okay.
Meron tayong ma'am, yung police service dogs para sa narcotics. Meron din tayo sa
magkaiba.
explosives. Yes.
So magkaiba po ang function ng ating K9. Not necessarily yung K9 natin can sniff bombs and at the same time can sniff yung mga kontrabando or yung mga droga. Magkaiba po sila. Bawat isang K9 dog has its own function. Hindi po
Yes,
ba
ma'am.
para kay Colonel Fabro na yung pong K9 ay both. Halimbawa, we have 2 K9 dogs. So, of different function po itong dalawa na ito. One is for sniffing yung mga kontrabando or droga and the other one is for the bombs.
Yes, ma'am. Totoo po yan, ma'am. Magkaiba po sila ng discipline. Tinatawag natin yan discipline. Mayroon
Yes,
tayo
sir.
sa narcotics at explosives.
Sir, matanong ko lang po kung sapat po ba yung bilang ng ating mga personnel na nakatalaga po sa K9 o EOD personnel natin
Actually, sapat naman po. We have more or less 2,091 personnel over yung requirements kasi namin nasa 2,300. So may variance kami na 293, something like that. So we will build up through through recruitment quota. At mayroon din kaming proposal na magkaroon ng restructuring para ma-address yung kakulangan ng ating personnel at maging effective sila sa pagsiservisyo as far as ERIs is concerned.
Okay. Siguro itanong na rin natin, gaano kadalas po ba magkaroon ng quota ang EOD?
Actually, ma'am, ang nagde-decide yan yung headquarters namin, yung
Okay.
RM namin. So, nagre-request din kami, ma'am, ng quota. Hopefully, mayroon ngayong this coming, ma'am, itong year na ito.
Okay. So, meron pa po akong naisip tanong. Mayroon din po ba tayong satellite offices o yung mga nakabase sa mga regional offices? At saka sa stations, aside from the regional offices, Colonel Fabro, sa mga local police stations po ba, meron din tayo mga explosives and K9 experts?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we have field offices na naka-co-located sila sa mga regional offices from Region 1 to Region 13. Meron din tayo sa ABSI Group, sa House of Representatives. Meron din tayong city, ma'am, sa mga SICOs natin. Meron tayong provincial. So, yung mga provincial offices natin, ma'am, sila na po yung nagki-cater kung meron tayong explosive related incident sa ating mga probinsya. Sapat naman po.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. Sir, nahati po sa EOD at K9 yung inyong tanggapan po. Ano po ang mga procedures na sinusunod natin pagdating po sa mga usaping may kinalaman po sa EOD?
So pag nag-responde yung K9 teams o yung ERT namin, sinabi ko nga kanina, package na sila, isang team na sila. Nagbabase kami yan sa tawag ng local police na sila yung nagbabalidate kung mayroon nga talagang unattended baggage or UXOs na nandun sa EOR nila. At sila na rin po yung ating first responder. Kinokordon nila yung unattended baggage at nagre-rerouting sila. Tapos pag talagang confirm na po, tinatawagan po kami para kami na po ang mag-render safe sa nasabing unattended baggage.
Okay. There are instances, Colonel Fabro, no, wherein meron po tayong mga naglalakihang mga malls na meron po silang sariling K9 units and other services also na almost the same na inire-render ng ating EOD. Ito po ba ay dumadaan po sa inyong tanggapan?
Actually, ma'am, ang pagganyan sa security agency, ang may hawak po diyan, ang may mandato diyan yung Civil Security Group. However, pag ginamit namin 'yan sa ating itong yung for example, nagkaroon ng ASEAN meetings o yung
Opo.
Miss Universe na yung mga nakalipas na international events, kino-commission namin sila or hinihiram namin sila. Then, ma'am, kami po yung nagsicertify sa kanila na kung pwede ba silang ma-utilize during that specific occasions. Pero pag hindi nakapasa, di namin pwedeng gamitin.
Ayun. And there are also instances we know for a fact na nakaka-encounter po tayo ng mga lalo higit po marami tayong nagiging problema ngayon using social media. Kaugnay po sa EOD K9 group natin. Nais din po nating kumustahin How would you ina-assess yung mga inire-report sa inyo, mga agarang tawag na nangangailangan ng agarang aksyon o tawag na pananakot lamang na may nakitang bomba o kaya bomb threats. Isama na rin natin dito, how would you also rate or how would you assess also if the said call is just a frank call?
Usually, ma'am, yung pag-respond din ng EOD sa mga ganyang sitwasyon, galing po sa galing sa local police actually.
Mhm.
So sa local police pa lang level, ina-assist na nila kung ito ba ay totoo o hindi. So mababalidate na nila kung mayroon talagang threat sa isang lugar. So doon pa lang, ma'am, sa level ng local police, alam na namin kung dapat ba bang respondihan o hindi. However,
Okay. Go ahead,
kung may
sir.
nakita talaga na baggage, hindi namin tinitreat yan na wala yan.
Mhm.
Kino-consider namin yan na may lamang explosives na pwedeng makasira o pwedeng mag-terrorize sa atin. Hindi namin tinitake for granted yan. Nag-render safe procedure pa rin kami.
And since we are using the social media and since the ODK9 ay nagbubukas ng pinto sa publiko, actually we have with us now the text lines, the telephone lines, and the FB page and the email address of EOD K9 group. Ino-open natin po ito sa public. So handa rin po tayo na i-assess yung bawat tawag, bawat impormasyon to rate it kung ito ay frank or ito ay totoo.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ang EODK9 group ay 24/7 nandito lang kami para mag-responde kung mayroong silang na-encounter na explosive related incident. Meron po tayong different offices, ma'am, para matugunan ang kanilang pangangailangan as far as yung bomba ang pinag-usapan.
Matanong ko lang po, yung halimbawang may kahina-hinalang mga bagay po na iwan sa isang lugar, ano po yung procedures natin sa pag-responde sa mga naiwang kagamitan?
So ang ginagawa po natin diyan kung may mga kahina-hinalang naiwang bagay,
Yes.
pinapa-snip pa natin yan sa K9. Sila yung unang magde-determine kung may explosive content ba siya. Kung mag-indicate yung police service dogs natin,
Yes.
doon po papasok yung EOD. So yung EOD naman, i-x-ray yan. I-x-ray. So malalaman natin kung saan yung battery source niya, makikita po natin. May portable x-ray po tayo na ginagamit. Then meron din tayong robot na sila yung kino-control para sa remote removal. May capability tayo na gano'n. So pag nag-positive talaga yung isang yung unattended baggage na nag-positive siya sa explosive, umupo yung aso o nakita natin sa x-ray, pwede natin siyang i-blast in place Kung hindi naman pwede yung blast in place, meron tayong tinatawag na remote removal or yung
Aha.
PUCA, pick up and carry away. Ito yung, for example, granada. Nakita mo,
Mm.
yung mechanism niya is kompleto pa. Nandun yung safety pin niya, yung safety lever
Mhm.
niya. Pwede mo na siyang pulutin. Pero di ko ina-advise yan sa publiko. Kami lang po ang pwedeng gumawa
Yun
noon.
nga, oo,
Delikado.
yun yung nais kong sabihin kay Colonel mamaya, no? Yung sabi nga niya, pwedeng pulutin pero hindi dapat sila lang ang dapat pupulot.
Opo.
Hingan natin mamaya si Colonel ng safety measures also on instances like yung mga reported incidents ng mga paghuhukay na kung saan ay nakakakuha no ng mga sinaunang ika nga ay bomba at accidentally ilan lang naman o parang wala pa yata yung ika nga ay ito ay napasabog no. So napakadami at napakaganda ng ating talakayan with Colonel Fabro no. Pero sabi nga natin with the AVP that was shown to us and given to us well versed. And this time na ipaabot natin sa ating mga kababayan ang Explosive Ordnance Division K9 Group ng Philippine National Police. Ano po ba yung kadalasang activity na nagagamit? Ang EOD at K9 Group, Colonel Fabro?
Gaya po ng sinabi ko kanina, ma'am, mayroon tayo yung international events. Nagagamit yung ating EOD K9 Group. Katulad ng ASEAN, yung FIBA, yung Miss Universe. Sa local events naman, yung kakatapos lang yung Nazarin, yung Translasyon, Sinulog. Gagamit po yung lahat po yan, ma'am, yung EOD K9 Group. So, bago mag-start yung isang events, pinapanel po natin yan na sinusaguro doon natin na wala siyang IEDs na kumbaga itinanim doon sa events place na yun po.
Sir, sa kasalukuyan, ilan po sir yung K9 o asa natin na nagamit ngayon at kumusta po yung kanilang mga training kung mayroon man?
Actually meron tayong police service dogs as of now. Mayroon tayong 442
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Police service dogs. So out of 720, meron tayong 442. So may kulang pa po sir na 278. Hopefully sa canine breeding program natin ay matugunan ang kakulangan ng ating police service dogs. Makompleto na natin po yung 200 yung 720 na police service dogs.
Okay, Colonel, eto pa po no, bawat K9 dog ay may kanya-kanyang police personnel assigned, no? Kaya nga ito nga yung sabi natin na kapag na-assign ng isang K9 sa isang police, napapamahal ito, no? Talagang naaalagaan ng husto. Sila yung nagtitrain sa kanila with corresponding K9 badge number as well as naka-indicate doon kung anong breed ng aso at iba pa. Colonel, matanong na rin natin, sabay na natin dito. Ang lahat po ba ng K9 dog ay imported po ba to? Kasi there was an incident siguro about 20 years ago when I asked somebody from the aviation security group, aside from yung mga imported dogs coming from the Philippines, meron din po ba tayong natitrain to consider as one na K9, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, meron din tayong local na lang, ma'am, na ginagamit na K9 natin dito. At meron din tayong imported. Ito yung mga dinonate ng US government sa atin. Yung mga Belgian Malinois, Labrador. At lahat po sila, pag nakompleto nila yung training, meron tayong microchips na nilalagay sa kanila. So malalaman natin yung anong klaseng breed niya, yung aso. Kailan siya nag-undergo ng training. Doon po papasok yung KAIS na tinatawag natin, yung K9 Information System.
And para na rin sa
Dinidevelop
kapatiran ating mga kababayan. Colonel, di po ba merong paaralan o may training school itong ating mga canine dogs?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, mayroon kami regular naman yung pag-undergo namin ng canine handlers course dito sa EOD
Mhm.
Canine. So, meron kaming way forward niyan sa Sual, Pangasinan. Pag
Mm.
na-develop po yung lugar na yun na po yung training area namin. So, isa rin po sa way forward namin, magkaroon tayo ng training school sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao para sa ganitong pagsasanay.
Okay, Colonel, wag po kayong aalis. Meron pa po tayong 10 minuto, ano? Tayo po'y patuloy na makikipagpanayam at makikipagdaupang palad sa butihing chief ng EOD-OD ng Philippine National Police pagkaraan po ng ating station ID.
Mula sa top-rated music station ng Dekada 80, ang WBL. Patuloy na naglilingkod sa inyo sa pamamagitan ng magaganda at piling-piling programa. Mula Lunes hanggang Linggo, aalawin kayo ng aming kilalang mga komentarista at public service program. Ito lamang sinimpilan ng DWBL.
Burger, ang burger ng bayan. Burger na buy one take one na may libo-libo ng franchise holders sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Owned and operated by Mr. and Mrs. Joseph and Vicky Mojica. Angel's Burger, ang burger ng bayan.
Okay, muli po nagbabalik ang Yobang Lingkod, Flory Gavitan. Kasama ko pa rin ang aking co-anchor, Police Lieutenant Michael Marcos Mase. At siyempre, ang representative ng ating panauhin, ang Chief ng EOD-OD, si Police Colonel Fabro. Nasa kabilang linya pa rin natin. Nais nating ituloy, ano? Although we have 10 minutes more to go, partner, itanong mo ito kay Chief EOD, no? Napaka-importante
Yes.
nitong ating katanungan na to. Go ahead.
Yes sir, mayroon po tayong tinatawag na EOD technicians. Gaano po ka-epektibo yung ating mga EOD technicians sa pagdating sa pagharap sa panganib sa bomba po?
Ang lahat po ng ating EOD technician ay dumaan po sa pagsasanay. Lahat sila ay EOD qualified. Dumaan po sila sa 4 months training or 180 days sa basic EOD course. So, mayroon din kaming yung enhancement training na tinatawag para sa kung anumang event po 'yon, pinapractice po namin. Nagkakaroon kami ng simulation exercise at critic. Kung kailangan bang baguhin yung approach namin o i-improve pa. So regular po kami gumagawa ng enhancement training.
Okay. Partner, napakahalaga nito, no? Kadalasan nito na i-encounter ng ating mga alagad ng batas. Out of curiosity, nais nating kumustahin na tanungin to kay Colonel Fabro. Sir, ano po ba ang kadalasang ginagamit na bomba ng mga grupong naghahasik ng kaguluhan dito sa ating bansa? And at the same time, isasabay ko na rin po, mapanganib rin po ba ang vintage bomb na nahuhukay sa mga construction sites, lalo na po sa lugar ng Kamaynilaan?
Yes ma'am, sagutin ko muna yung unang tanong kung ano po ba
Anong
yung
bomba?
kadalasang ginagamit? Oo, kadalasang ginagamit ng mga yung ibang grupo diyan. Kadalasan po na ginagamit yung tinatawag nating improvised explosive device.
Is
At
this
ito
the
yung
PhilBox?
parang ganun din po ma'am, isang category po yan ng IEDs. Pero yung kadalasang
Okay.
ginagamit yung 60mm at saka 81mm mortar rounds. High explosive po yun. Na ito rin po yung nakukuha nila sa mga conflict areas. Nire-recycle nila at ginagawa po nilang IEDs. Na yun po yung nire-recover din natin. At yung pangalawang tanong po ma'am, kung mapanganib po ba yung mga vintage bomb? Yes, mapanganib po yung ma'am ang vintage bomb, yung UXOs. Especially po yung mga ginamit sa World War II. Kasi pag sinabi natin UXO, sensitive po yan sa shock, heat, and friction. Di natin alam po yung status niya kung kailan siya sasabog. We consider it arm na anytime pwede po siya mag-explode. So delikado po 'yan.
So, bilang bahagi na rin sir, ano, sabi niyo nga napakadelikado and hindi lang po iisang pagkakataon na tayo ay nakabalita na may mga nakahukay nito. Nais po namin na hingan kayo no ng ika nga ay safety measures if in case maka-encounter po sila ng mga vintage bomb dahil hindi naman po naiiwasan talaga sa mga construction sites ang mga paghuhukay.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, nakipag-collaborate kami sa mga junk shop, ma'am. Kung, for example, may nagbenta sa kanila. So,
Okay.
meron kaming tinatawag nga na yung Project Abacada. Isa rin po yan sa
Mhm.
itinuturo, bomb awareness. Na, for example, maka-encounter sila ng ganon, alam na nila po yung gagawin nila, i-report nila sa amin. Huwag nila pong lalagiriin. Kasi yung iba,
Mhm.
tinitimbang, binibenta. So, doon po nagkakaroon po ng aksidente. So yung mga nahuhukay naman sa mga construction site, so meron na po silang aware na rin na po sila. Just in case naka-encounter sila ng ganon. So makipag-coordinate lang sila sa ating local police at kami na po yung bahalang magresponde. Kami na po yung kukuha doon at ilalagay po natin sa disposal area para ma-dispose na po.
Okay, dapat pala no 2 oras natin makasama si Chief EOD ng Philippine National Police. We only have about 5 minutes more to go and we will be asking for his parting message. But meanwhile, amin pong ifina-flash no yung contact o yung access with the EOD K9 group ng Philippine National Police. Ang PLDT po nila is 721-8544, local 6435. Ang TOC CP number 0956-617-9384. Ang FB page is PNP EOD K9 Group. Email address is EOD_K9MGT@yahoo.com.ph. So this time, bago tayo humingi ng mensahe ni Chief EOD, nais po taping taus-pusong magpaabot ng inyong pasasalamat sa ating acting director, si Police Colonel Magno, at sa ating representative na si Police Colonel Fabro. We will be asking you for parting message, sir. And maraming salamat po sa pagkakataong ibinigay niyo sa amin. Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you rin po sa pag-invite sa amin. Ang mensahe ko po sa ating mga kapulisan, remain focus lang tayo sa ating mandato in serving and protecting our people. At sa ating community, ang pagtugon po kontra sa terorismo ay whole nation's approach. Hindi namin kakayanin na pag sa PNP lang. Kailangan namin yung suporta ng ating community. So rest assured po na ang EOD K9 Group ay kakampi nyo 24/7. So, ang motto po kasi namin is we ensure safety. So, pag may EOD K9 na group dyan, safe po kayo. Maraming salamat po.
And once again, kahit kapiraso lang, hingi tayo ng tip kay Chief EOD, kaugnay, lalo higit po sa ating safety pag tayo ay nakakakita, no, mga abandoned baggages, and everything, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Pag naka-encounter tayo ng unattended baggage o packages, huwag nating gagalawin. Do not touch. Yun lang po ang gagawin nila. Kami na po ang bahalang magresponde. Lumayo kayo, i-report nyo. Yun lang po ang pwede nilang gawin. Kami na po ang bahalang mag-render safe procedure.
Ang pinakamabilis na access, would you mind to say it, sir, yung ating pinaplug kanina?
Yes, ma'am. Meron ang EOD K9 Group, meron kaming trunk line. Ang number po namin sa PLDT is 721-8544, local 6435. Or pwede kayong mag-email sa amin na EOD_K9management@yahoo.com or visit our official FB page, PNP EOD K9 Group.
Okay, with that, again and again, maraming salamat po sa Acting Director ng EOD K9 Group at sa representative ng ating Director, ang kanyang Chief EOD OD sa katauhan po ni Police Colonel Lobel ba? Luwel?
Lobel po.
Police Colonel
Lobel.
Lobel Fabros. Again, sir, God bless you. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat din po. Mabuhay kayo.
Okay, inyo pong narinig ang tinig ng representative ng ating guest, si Police Colonel Lobel Fabros, no? Ang chief ng EOD OD K9 Group Camp Crame. So siguro no, marami pa rin kasi tayong katanungan, ano, napaka educational nung ating tinalakay kanina dahil ika nga no, talagang dapat po talaga yung mga experts lang talaga yung mag-handle ng mga ganito. Sabi nga ni Sir kanina, no, if ever there is, kindly report it doon sa ating mga numbers na ibinigay. So umabot na naman tayo sa ating oras ng pagpapaalam. Thank you sa technical kay Engineer Arnold at sa bumubuo po ng DWBL. Again, happy birthday, Robin.
Happy
At
birthday.
syempre, partner, magpaalam ka na.
Yes po, muli po. Maraming salamat sa sumubaybay ng aming programa. Ako po muli, si Police Lieutenant Michael Marcos Mase, ang Assistant Chief po ng Public Information Office ng Eastern Police District. Partner.
And congratulations, no, sa EOD K9 Group. Maraming salamat po, lalo higit sa mga regional offices nyo, no, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and even abroad, sumubaybay po sa nasabing episode ng ating programa with a guest na coming from the EOD K9 Group ng Philippine National Police. So with this, thank you very much po uli. Magkarinigan po tayo muli sa darating na Martes. Magandang hapon, Bansang Pilipinas.
Lingkod ng Bayan, kaagapay ng mamamayan. Ang programang maglilingkod sa sambayanan, katuwang ang ating mga public servants. Lingkod ng Bayan, kaagapay ng mamamayan. Kasama ang inyong lingkod, si Flory Gabitan, tuwing Martes, alas 12 hanggang alauna ng hapon, dito lamang sa DWBL 1242 sa inyong talapitan.
The preceding program expresses only the opinions and views of its respective block timer, producer, radio announcer, writer, and production staff, and does not in any way reflect the views of this station. The station has advised the programmers to abide by broadcast laws and KBP rules.
Mula sa top-rated music station ng dekada 80, ang WBL. Tuloy na naglilingkod sa inyo sa pamamagitan ng magaganda at piling-piling programa. Mula Lunes hanggang Linggo, aaliwin kayo ng aming kilalang mga komentarista at public service program. Ito lamang sa himpilan ng DWBL.